For those that are watching and listening here, I'm Benny the Jet, this is Blinky Rodriguez, and truly you're talking about the pioneers from the beginning when it comes to full contact karate, into kickboxing, into MMA, to where it's at to UFC right now. But you know, the subject was about, we were talking about champions in the ring and champions out of the ring. Because sometimes, you know, we were, you know, Blinky and myself were talking about, you know, there's flavors of the month of champions right now in UFC. They're here today, gone tomorrow. They're, you know, I've never seen so many title holders, but we were talking about what does it take to be a champion in the ring, first of all. And to be a champion in the ring, for me, it's about being not about the title, about being the people's choice. Being the people's choice is because people come there for you. They are paying the tickets to see you give a performance that you may entertain them. To me, I'm not about the title. I'm about being the people's choice. And I know for Blinky also, I mean, I'm sure Blinky can say it for himself, but I know that both of us, that we are the beginnings, and when Blinky going out there and fight. Because that's how it always was. I started, Blinky finished. Blinky started, I finished. And it was vice versa, but we always were the people's choice. The people really came for us. And being in the ring as a champion and being the people's choice means that to be a leader, people watch. And that, it's not like going to church on Sunday and then after you take church after Sunday's over with, and then you're back all the hoopla and this and that. So, you know, to be a champion in the ring is to be a champion out of the ring. And well, I mean,
I think that's a good point. I mean, to be a champion in the ring, I think I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about you got to die every day for the sport. You got to die every day for the art, the sacrifice that comes with it, the dues that's got to be paid to be in that ring. You die daily so that you can live when you're in the ring. You know what I mean? The conditioning, the self-sacrifice. I think that's something that is to some obvious. I remember a guy telling me one time, in fact, when I knocked out Johnny Eusterio in Lake Tahoe, and I think I knocked him out in 1 minute and 30-some seconds. Yeah. And he says, "Man, how does it feel getting paid for only 1 minute and 30 seconds?" And then I said, "Yeah, but I trained for 7 weeks." He goes, "Oh, you got to train to do this?" You know, this guy was so naive. But that's the price you pay for in the ring. You know, the people's choice you're talking about. You know, now we're talking about outside of the ring. You know, who are you? I mean, any athlete, including fighters, martial artists, you're as good as your last fight. You know, you're as good as an injury. You blow out a knee, you blow out a shoulder, you tear a hamstring, and your career is gone. So how do you become a champion outside the ring? And that comes back down to that lifestyle you're talking about, man, that does foster integrity. You know what I mean? A man of principle. I mean, I'm not trying to get too oi polloi or too Pollyannish, but what I'm trying to talk about is, again, humanity, the Buddha heart, you know, other people, you know, when it's not just about me, you know, and it is about, you know, whether you're sharing, you know, a dinner with somebody, or you're sharing your knowledge, man, you know, and then I've always seen you, and that, see, for me, in that light, you know, that's where your greatness, that's really where the Jet's greatness lies, has always lied. His humanitarian spirit, his heartbeat for people, his sensitivity. You never know it in the ring, because if he hurt you, you're through. Let me tell you right now. If Benny hurt you, you're going to go to sleep. But it was that demeanor out of the ring, the humility, you know, that blessed assurance, man, of who you are. I think that's where it lies. You know what I mean? And so there's the balance right there. The yin, the yang, whatever you want to call it, you know, in the ring, a champion. Out of the ring, a champion. And that's essential.
You know, I think really, you know, to be a champion out of the ring, is being able to not only that you use the title, okay, champion in the ring, but it's how do you use it and how do you build, people, because we, how do we give them hope? How do we show them a way? Because and the only way we can do that is to walk our talk, and to do that, to give people inspiration. How can we give people inspiration if we're saying do as I say, don't do as I do?
Yeah.
Because again, being a champion out of it is we understand the emotional behind what it takes, the good, bad, and the ugly in what brings out. Because anytime you're threatened, everything you hide under your bed, everything you hide in your closet comes forward. Is how you deal with that. And so being a champion outside, we have a lot of experience to pass on to a lot of these people, because we can see their fear, we can see their frustration, their anxieties, their anger, and so in that we can relate to it, and we know we're solutions.
Exactly.
Because we're not just another idea, we're about a solution. Because that's really when it to be a champion outside, you have to have the solution. You can't say, well, I think, I have an idea. Well, everybody has ideas. As champions out of the ring, we become solution, and we become the troubleshooters.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. That's what a champion's all about, is being able to have answers for a lot of these people that couldn't do it, so they did it through us.
Vicariously. Like
Exactly.
But too, when you're a giver, I've always had this saying. The saying is, a giver can learn how to take, but a taker can never learn how to give. So you got some people that just take and take and take and take and take, and then when you ask them for something, they're like, "What? You want me to give you what?" And here you've been carrying the fool, for about 10 years. But again, when you're looking at people that fell a little short, so then how do you quantify hope? How do you quantify hope? And that's what happens to some people. They get hopeless, man. They get hopeless. When you lose hope, you lose vision. When you lose vision, you can't see. You have no direction. You lost the journey. You lost the path. You know what I'm saying? So again, how do you quantify hope? It's kind of like Gandhi with a computer. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, let me empty myself into this person. I think, and that's really, I think, probably for you, I think I can say that for you as well as myself, where the resiliency of life comes from. Where's the ability to bounce back? The ability to get up. There's a scripture that says, a good man goes down 7 times to get up 8. You know what I mean? Where some people go down one time and their fall is so powerful they can't get up. You know what I mean? And so then it's that champion out of the ring. The champion out of the ring, there's a price to pay there too.
Well, as you're saying, it's, hey, you get knocked down, but then just because you got knocked down doesn't mean you get knocked out.
That's right.
And
That's
you get knocked down, you get back up. But again, true champion is able to get up. Just in life, to be a champion in life, just because you get knocked down doesn't mean you're knocked out.
That's right.
And you got to be able to, take the good with the bad, and sometimes when you get knocked down, you got to get up and just brush yourself off and say, okay. I think that's a true champion, is somebody to be able to get up off the ground, no matter if it's emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever is got you down. That a true champion, to be out of the ring, is to be able to get up and truly be an example where other people can look at you and say, now that's a champion. That's a champion that, he just got knocked down. Like, look at the Jet Center. When the Jet Center closed down, we got knocked down, but we didn't get knocked down.
Yeah, but it took an earthquake to do it.
That's right, by the way.
The 94 earthquake here in the Sacramento Valley took that Jet Center away from us. But you're right. It was just paying homage to the Jet Center. Man, what a spectacular ride, man, we had. And that was truly also part of the champion out of the ring. We were in the ring. They had just exited our competition days, but we developed so many people. So many people to this day are in the industry, whether it's the fighting, the movie, the stunts, whatever it might be. I mean, I know you're still there, Ben. I do broadcasts on myself and doing it over 20 years. But again, we were still building people. We're builders. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to, look at us. It's saying, man, our life speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I think there's a term to say that the greatness of a man also is in what they do for others. You know what I'm saying? There's an unselfishness that comes with that, man, because, in this day of hustle and bustle and scraping and scratching and pulling and yanking and trying to climb, people are stepping on each other. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing healthy about that at the end of the day. There's nothing gratifying about that at the end of the day, because you got to live with yourself, man. When you're laying in your room looking at the ceiling and you think about the 22 and a half people's heads you stepped on. Look, man, everybody's got to make it. We got to take care of ourselves also. But if along the way, then we're going like this and we're pulling somebody up, hey, so be it. Because that's who we are. And I ain't apologizing for any of this.
That's right.
Because, moving down the road now, getting into the upper years, there's still fire. There's not. I like to say there's snow on the roof and fire in the tank, but there's nothing to have snow about up here anymore. But again, I might have lost a step, but if I hit you with the left, believe me, you're gonna go to sleep.
Your ancestors were there. But I think that just like anything else, but again, truly a champion, just when you're in the ring as being a champion, but being a champion out of the ring is truly about staying in your truth, being in your truth. And I think that we become way showers, because again, through the experience, we talk from experience, not about something we read or something. This is truly an experience. And,
that's right.
And to be able to give people hope and to be a champion out of the ring means that, I want to be able to give people a direction, be able to be the solution and not another idea. And that's what champions truly should be outside of the ring, is to be way showers and to be able to give people hope, and not only that, but to give them answers, to be able to, to give solutions to them that sometimes, whether it be mental warfare, physical warfare, spiritual warfare, character warfare, all carry energy, that you may give them some type of hope and belief that, hey, I did it, you can do it. Because I bleed, I cry, I hurt like everybody else. They can do the same thing.
That's it. I'll tell you, how do you spin a negative into a positive? There's a great actor that said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I like to say life is like a battery. It's got a negative pole and it's got a positive pole. But what do you do with the energy it creates? You know what I'm saying? So again, not trying to get too philosophical here, because I might start blasting you with some Aristotle or some Socrates, But this is a great conversation, Ben. I hope to engage you again and engage you guys again, just to have a conversation.
For all you viewers, we shall return.